holidays can be a joyous occasion for many people, but there are some that, the holidays isn't just a pleasant time for them. And we're going to learn some tips on how people can cope and learn to deal with the holidays. And joining me is Brianna. Thank you so much at Westland Clinic.
Thank you.
Yeah. So talk about why the holidays can be triggering for some people.
I think the biggest thing with the holidays is that it can come with a lot of outside pressures, whether it's the pressure to post the right pictures on social media and all the presents under the trees, or the financial pressures of getting those big ticket items. But it also can come with some personal stressors. If anybody has any grief or loss that they experienced in the year, it might be the first holiday season without that person, and that can be so challenging. And then on top of that, you could also have some unresolved trauma from your past that, you're seeing the people that you might not normally see, and they bring up some mixed feelings and emotions.
Well, for those who are dealing with those emotions, how can they learn to cope with it?
So I think the big thing is making sure that you remember whatever your reason for the season is. I think we hear that a lot in different commercials or different ads. Remember the reason for the season, and if it's to spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, to make sure that you're really putting that effort into doing the things that you want to do, but also having a good balance, because it can be very, very stressful to meet everybody all the time. I know for myself, we have family all over the state, so having to drive everywhere can be a lot. And so really being mindful of being able to say, no, I can't do that, or let's try a different day, or even just using your main coping skills, staying active, listening to music, deep breathing, going shopping at not the busy days of the year. Whatever's best for that person, they really need to make sure they focus on staying well.
Well, for those who, setting boundaries isn't the easiest, how do you do it?
I think the biggest thing is that boundaries have to start on a daily basis. You can't just put a boundary in place on Thanksgiving or Christmas or during Hanukkah and say, I'm not seeing that person, or I'm not doing that, because it's really, you have to build it up over time. Being able to say no, knowing what you expect of that person within that relationship is really important, and being able to then set forth that line and say, hey, I don't appreciate you saying this, or I would request that you do these things.
Well, let's go back to the grief aspect of it. Some people have really lost family members that they would love to be at these, holiday celebrations. How can they cope with that family member not being there?
I think a big way that they can cope with that loss of that person is trying to bring their memory into that holiday. I know some families, they might put a place setting out for that person, whomever it was, or if the individual who passed away or that died, they had a specific tradition that they loved doing at Christmas time, continuing that on to really hold their memory alive, and just remembering that they're still here in whatever way that that person believes in, and to really remember that that person wants them to celebrate the holiday, even if they might not be here.
All right, well, tell people how they can find you.
You can always find me at westlandguidanceclinic.org, or you can call our front office, and we're always available.
All right. Well, Brianna, thank you so much. You were very insightful. It is kind of, interesting how the holidays can really impact people. So your advice will come in handy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.